On July 7, 2022, a TikToker closed down a bridge in Mexico using luxury cars just to make a video. But this angered one of the most dangerous cartels in the country, and what they did to him completely changed the course of his life. Here are some instances where TikTokers messed with the wrong cartel and paid a heavy price. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe so you'll always be updated with videos like this. Rodolfo Marquez. Rodolfo Marquez, better known as Fofo Marquez, is a controversial Mexican influencer with millions of followers on social media. He was born on July 15, 1997, and it's clear that he grew up in a wealthy family. Even though there's only a little information about. Regarding his background, it's known that his grandfather made shoes for high-profile personalities in Mexico, while his father was one of the owners of Total gas station before he passed away. Because of this, it's no surprise that Fofo's content on social media revolves around a luxurious lifestyle, from showing off luxury cars, going to clubs with friends, to living what they call the Mexican dream. Through this kind of lifestyle, he gained more than 3 million followers, making him a Gen Z influencer. But for Fofo, fame on Instagram is not enough. He tried to expand his reach on TikTok, where he also quickly built a fan base. However, along with this, he also started getting involved in various controversies. Many people are watching him, and many also want to bring him down. But it seems Fofo doesn't care about this at all. His ego grew, and it seemed like he felt that nothing could shake him. Until that day came, the day he crossed paths with one of the most dangerous cartels in Mexico, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, better known as CJNG. The story wouldn't be complete if you don't understand just how ruthless this group is. Once you learn how they operate, you'll understand why even a simple TikToker can be put in extreme danger if they decide to target them. In fact, some of the TikTokers featured in this video have also encountered the same group, and most of the time, it didn't end well. In June 2009, the CJNG left a message after they killed 3 Mexicans and dumped their bodies in a truck. The letter stated that they are against kidnapping and extortion, and that they will fight for a cleaner Mexico. At first, the authorities underestimated them, thinking they were just a small part of a larger cartel. But they quickly proved their ferocity. In one incident, they killed 35 members of a rival cartel and dumped the bodies in different vehicles on a Mexican highway. The leader of this group is Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, a name feared by many. He is described as a demon in human form. He was born on July 17, 1966, to a simple family of farmers, along with his 5 siblings. But at a young age, he chose to walk the path of crime. At the age of 14, he started doing small jobs for big cartels. Eventually, he went to the United States, where he continued his illegal activities until he was deported back to Mexico because of a gang-related case. When he returned, he joined a cartel as an assassin. When the group split up, he moved to a branch of the Sinaloa cartel, where he managed the operations of illegal drugs, money, and violence in the states of Colima and Jalisco. Soon he became the leader of half the group, and this is where he formed the CJNG. Under his leadership, it became one of the most violent criminal organizations in the world. They use military gear that makes them almost indistinguishable from actual government soldiers. In other words, they're no joke, they're ruthless, and you shouldn't mess with them. So the question is, what exactly did Fofo do to provoke this kind of organization? Like most TikTokers, Fofo is used to posting every day to entertain his followers. But this time, he did something different and risky. On July 7, 2022, he brought 3 luxury cars and parked them right in the middle of the Matute-Remus Bridge in Guadalajara, Mexico. He got out of the car and started filming while the traffic behind him gradually got heavier. While recording, he even boasted about it. "We closed this bridge. I'm just gonna show what money and power can do." He even bragged that he stopped the flow of traffic for several minutes, while other drivers were already honking their horns in frustration. There was even a moment when he thought of dancing for TikTok while innocent people couldn't pass through. When he posted the video, it quickly went viral. But not everyone was pleased. Many netizens expressed their anger and criticized him for his arrogance and lack of concern. One user even called him a brain without a head. Even the mayor of Guadalajara threatened to file charges against him. Soon after, TikTok banned his account and removed the video within 48 hours. Because of this, Fofo was forced to apologize on another platform. He admitted his mistake and apologized to the people who were affected. The mayor accepted his apology, but there was a condition. He was assigned to do community service where he had to clean under the very bridge he blocked. He had no choice but to follow this. But while everyone thought the issue was over, this was just the beginning of the real problem. Because behind it all, the CJNG was quietly watching. And when the smoke of controversy finally cleared, they sent a message to Fofo Marquez. That message quickly spread on social media. This came from an anonymous account with the name Gente con la Gente NG, which means, even though it was written in Spanish, the content of the message was clear and frightening. For the people of Guadalajara, we are the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. As you know, the influencer Fofo Marquez blocked the flow of traffic on the Matutaremos Bridge, something we do not tolerate. We will not let this person get away with it. We are the ones in control of Jalisco and all of Mexico. If you set foot in Guadalajara again, neither your money nor anyone else will save you. With the fierce reputation of CJNG, it's clear that anyone in their ranks could write a warning like this. For them, El Mencho is not just a leader. He's someone to be feared and almost worshipped. So for Fofo, the stunt he pulled in a place directly controlled by the cartel wasn't just a simple prank. It was a direct insult to their power. Yes, Fofo is rich, but his wealth is nothing compared to the influence of the CJNG. This group earns billions of dollars every year, and they have deep connections in some parts of the government. Because of this, Fofo became extremely scared. He knew that if the CJNG decided to end him, no one would be able to stop them. After the message spread, everyone became serious. The CJNG doesn't joke around, and Fofo knew that. He immediately apologized online and locked himself up in his family's mansion in Mexico to hide. But even inside the mansion, he still wasn't safe. His family hired armed security who were on duty 24/7. But even so, that still wasn't enough against a cartel that could defeat even elite hit squads and several military units. Out of fear, he barely left the house for several days. He avoided the windows to avoid a possible sniper attack. And he also carried a communication device in case something bad happened. After a few months, he gradually returned to his normal life. But the truth is, nothing was ever the same for him again. Because of one wrong decision, the direction of his life completely changed. But if you think that was intense, you'll be even more surprised by the next story. Because there was a teenager who dared to directly disrespect El Mencho himself. Illuminati 6.
Look closely, you son of a bitch. I don't give a damn about El Mencho here. I say it outside on camera or here, bastard. So I don't give a damn about El Mencho.
Before he made his account private, Illuminati 6 was known for accepting dares from his followers. And on one occasion, someone dared him to insult El Mencho. And he did it. In the video, he was wearing black clothes and ripped jeans with a backpack on his back, leaning against a light post. He directly said harsh words against El Mencho, even mentioning the names of other young social media personalities who allegedly died from illness. He ended the video with a strong statement, showing that he had no fear and was ready to face anything. When the video spread on Reddit and Twitter, many netizens were shocked. Some even believed that he might be a member of a cartel because he was bold enough to show his face while saying those things. Some even commented RIP in advance and called it a tutorial on how to disappear from the face of the earth. But surprisingly, there was no immediate response from El Mencho or from the CJNG. According to some speculations, the teenager supposedly doesn't live in Mexico. There are reports that he is in Richmond, California, which makes it harder for the cartel to reach him. In addition, attacking in another country could cause more complicated problems for the group. So the CJNG stayed quiet, but that's not where the story ends. A few days after the viral video, the teenager uploaded again, but the tone was completely different. This time, it was an apology. In the video, he said he regretted what he did. He said he wasn't in the right state of mind at the time, and he only did it to get followers. He asked for forgiveness and pleaded not to be harmed, because he also has a family who depends on him. He also said that he made a mistake and he is ready to make it right. The internet went crazy when that apology video spread, because this is the same man who just a few days ago was fearlessly disrespecting El Mencho. A lot of questions came up. Was there a personal threat from El Mencho that the public didn't know about? Or did he just suddenly come to his senses and realize how dangerous the person he challenged really was? Until now, no one knows what really happened behind the camera. All that's certain is he suddenly disappeared. He made his account private, and except for one video that came out a few weeks later on another TikTok account, there have been no updates about him. So the question many people have is, was he quietly silenced? It's possible, but no one can prove it. Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales, also known as El Chanito de Culiacan. Juan Luis, a young man from Mexico, became famous on the internet under the name El Pirata de Culiacan. He was born in Sinaloa, and his childhood was not easy. His father was absent, and his mother had limited ability to work. So he ended up in the care of his grandmother, who did everything she could for him. The place where he grew up was just a few kilometers away from the territory of the notorious drug lord, El Chapo. But at first, he had no connection to the criminal underworld. Everything changed only when he stopped studying and moved to Culiacan to look for a better life. There, he took on various low-paying jobs to survive. But at the same time, he gradually became addicted to alcohol. Even though he was still a minor, he drank almost every day, whether at work or during his free time. And as we all know, nothing good comes from excessive drinking. But in Juan's case, this is where his fame began. He created a YouTube channel where he showed himself drinking large amounts of liquor, whiskey, beer, and his reactions as he got drunk. Despite the unusual content, it got millions of views. He added humor to it, which made him famous quickly. His Facebook page reached over 1 million followers, and he also gained hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. Because of his popularity, he even appeared in music videos and TV shows. But, as expected, everything comes with a price. As his fame grew, he spiraled even further. He started posting photos that many people didn't like, especially since he was only 17 years old at the time. You can see him in photos holding weapons, surrounded by luxury cars and with women who are barely dressed. Many people thought he was already connected to the cartels, but in reality, he wasn't yet. That was until he met Beto Zera, a social media manager. This is where the direction of his career changed. Zera advised him to leave behind content focused on alcohol and try a more marketable approach, like releasing his own merchandise and trying his hand at singing. But no matter how much he changed, Juan seemed like a ticking time bomb, and it didn't take long before it exploded. On several occasions, he openly challenged different rivals. Until one day, in a video while drunk, he directly insulted El Mencho, a bold and dangerous move. In English, what he said had a clear message of disrespect and challenge. And this brings up the question, why do they do this? Why are there people willing to risk their lives? Just for views, for likes, for fame? Because the truth is, the person they're challenging is not just anyone. It's someone who can take a life as if it means nothing. In response, the CJNG issued a serious warning to Juan. They told him never to set foot in Jalisco if he still wants to live. But as expected, Juan ignored this. Instead, he even decided to party with his friends at a bar right in Jalisco. And that's where the end began. On December 18, 2017, armed men suddenly stormed the bar where he was celebrating. In less than a minute, bullets were raining down. More than 18 shots from high-caliber weapons hit him, instantly ending his life. Because of the extent of the injuries, his body was almost unrecognizable. His identity was only confirmed through the tattoos on his arm. His death, not his life, became the focus of articles, including one in Rolling Stone that emphasized how his story ended in tragedy after challenging one of the world's most wanted criminals. But that wasn't the end of it, because another young Mexican saw this as an opportunity to become famous. After the death of El Pirata, a teenager known as El Chanito came forward. In a viral video, he openly challenged El Mencho, saying he would take revenge for his friend. In the video, El Chanito can be seen holding a rifle along with a masked child, who is also carrying a weapon. While filming the video, they insulted El Mencho, calling him Ewan, and even mocked El Pirata for drinking just for views and fame. And if you think about it, you don't even have to guess where this is headed. It didn't take long before it ended in death. El Chanito even tried to back out, apologized to El Mencho, and said he had mental problems, hoping he could get out alive. But for the CJNG, words are not enough. He suddenly disappeared from social media, and although there were many speculations, the real confirmation came when an anonymous Reddit user appeared, the one who posted the video of his brutal fate. It was immediately taken down because of its extremely graphic content, but the message was clear: don't mess with the wrong people. And if you think these kinds of stories end there, there's one that's even more shocking. Leslie Ann Pamela Montenegro. This is the story of Leslie Ann Pamela Montenegro, a social media influencer, also known as Nana Pelucas. Leslie is a well-known TikToker, YouTuber, and online personality in Mexico. She started by creating various content, from makeup tutorials and vlogs to discussions about politics. She became known for her unique persona, a character who wears a black afro wig, bright red lipstick, and large glasses. In her videos, she often goes to supermarkets and talks to people while asking trivia questions. It's a style that quickly became popular online, but as her audience grew, the direction of her content also changed. Gradually, she started exposing corruption in the government. Even though she didn't directly mention names, her message was clear and her viewers could feel it. And because of this, it was inevitable for her to make enemies. In Mexico, freedom of speech comes with risks, especially if you're going up against powerful groups. And this is where her downfall began. When she started releasing information about a mysterious group, the independent cartel of Acapulco, she found herself in an even more dangerous situation. It is a low-profile but dangerous organization involved in hundreds of killings in Acapulco. Because of their secrecy, they are often overlooked. But when Leslie started exposing their activities, she became a target. Banners appeared near her businesses. She was accused of collaborating with a rival cartel and giving information to the government. She strongly denied this. According to her, her information came from reliable sources and she had no connection to any cartel. But even with the threats, she didn't stop. She continued releasing content. She continued speaking out, and because of that, she became an even bigger threat to them. On February 5, 2018, 2 men entered her restaurant while she was on duty at night. They even ordered beer, just like normal customers. But after a short while, they mercilessly attacked Leslie. 3 bullets hit the upper part of her body, instantly taking her life at the scene. Fortunately, the authorities caught one of the suspects known as El Pipas. But what happened next was even more shocking. Despite the strong evidence against him, the judge suddenly dismissed the case, a decision that showed just how deep the roots of corruption are, something Leslie has been fighting against for a long time. Because in Mexico, you're not just up against bullets, you're up against the system too. The cartels have the ability to manipulate justice, even reaching the highest officials in the government. Just like the well-known cases of drug lords escaping from prison, it becomes clear that their power reaches all levels. On one hand, Leslie's death opened the world's eyes. Several international groups investigated the situation in Acapulco, and that's when the dangerous truth came out. The city was recorded as one of the most dangerous places in the world. Because of this, the United States even issued a travel warning to prevent its citizens from visiting there. Leslie's goal is to bring about change. He wants to show the public and the government what is really happening. But in his pursuit of justice, he did not fully understand how deep the danger was. And in the end, he sacrificed his life. And while others did not survive, there was one name that seemed to have survived somehow. Miss Azustina Oreste. Earlier this week, the CJNG released a video in which they directly threatened a TikToker and news personality, Azustina Oreste. In August 2021, she became a target after being accused by the cartel of being biased and supporting vigilante groups in Mexico. In the video, 6 armed men can be seen wearing black and carrying automatic weapons. At the center, a man says he represents El Mencho. He directly said, "We are not against freedom of speech, but we are against anyone who attacks us." And it didn't end there. He even threatened that they would find and kill Oreste because he allegedly tarnished the name of their organization. According to the cartel, the vigilante groups called defenders are just a disguise for drug traffickers. For them, this is just another group that wants to share in the power of the illegal trade. But this time, the government did not remain silent. The president of Mexico himself spoke, assuring that Oreste and all journalists in the country will be protected. He said, "It is our responsibility to ensure that Mexicans are not afraid or intimidated by anyone." The presidential spokesperson, Jesus Ramirez Cuevas, also issued a statement that the government will do everything to protect freedom of the press, and Oreste himself, who remained steadfast. According to him, he is under government protection, and he does not seem to be shaken by the threats. Until now, there has been no direct attack against him, but the question is he really safe? Or is the cartel just waiting for the right opportunity? In Mexico, being a journalist is no joke. And if we look at history, many have lost their lives at the hands of the cartels while just doing their jobs. So you can't really blame others if they have doubts. If the government's protection is really enough, maybe Oreste is one of the few personalities who went up against the cartel and survived. Or maybe the story isn't over yet. In the end, one thing is clear. Messing with the cartels, especially in Mexico, is one of the most dangerous decisions anyone can make. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next stories. Because here on this channel, we research stories you don't usually hear and uncover the truth behind viral events.